Hello and welcome to the Mesa, the Delta, and the Mesa, the Incirrina, and the Delta between them. I'm your GM, Blaze Masterson. With us today, we have Oddward Frenry.
Howdy, I will be playing Montgomery T. Corbier / Quincy J. Firestone, the human rogue, all of whose identities have now been burned with the authorities.
Skoo.
Hello, I play Chips Keswick, the Eladrin Arcane Trickster Rogue.
Excellent. Blood Ted.
Hello, I play a ranger in this bird.
Magnifique. So simple, but so complex beneath the surface.
They are called Sam and Scorkins.
Thank you. Zoe, who are you playing?
Fire.
Oh, nice. Good point. There we go. You really fleshed out the character there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Zoe, who are you playing?
I am playing the Druid Hermit, who is Yami, and also fuck the police. Yeah, because, that's how we roll.
Damn. All right, then. Damn. All right. Damn. Hey, Universal, who are you playing?
Well, damn, I'm playing Delta Badhand, a very sad and slippery half-orc barbarian.
What's your stance on the police?
I would like them to be fucked.
Wow! That's very massive.
That's a very different sentiment.
Just want to watch.
Yeah, you're really mixing it up there, huh? Some men just want to watch the world get fucked. Peleus, who are you playing?
Oh, he's ruined it.
No.
Fuck the
Skip him.
Peleus.
Come back to him.
Holy shit, Universal. Wow, taking inspiration for that one. That was cool as shit. We're going to skip over Peleus for now. If Peleus gets back in someday, we'll be thrilled, obviously. Veer Seraph, why don't you tell me about this beautiful character?
Hi, it's Dav. Davern Shrunk Human Cleric is back with a new and radical outlook on life.
I love it. I love now you're one of the rare characters whose secret has been revealed, which is what?
My life was boring and now it's not, and I prefer it to not be boring.
Oh shit. So you have fully you were afraid to jaywalk, and now that you've been here for a while, you're like, hell yes, let's shoot guns at the cops.
Bam, bam, bam. I don't know if she's quite ready to shoot guns at the cops directly, but definitely in the general direction of the cops.
Okay, I can really
We're
get behind
there.
that. Yeah,
We're getting
all
there.
right. All right.
Damn, I forgot I had set up push to talk. I was actually talking that the entire time.
So that must have sounded terrible, what I said about you.
Yeah. Well, it's to be expected.
No worries. This is Peleus. Peleus, who are you playing today?
I am playing the wizard currently known as Daddy Gnome Legs, and I specialize in whatever you want.
Specializes in raising children. Morgan.
Hello.
Hey, sweetheart. Who are you playing as?
I am playing the depressed lone vigilante, Howdy Pressing. And I'm also, incidentally, the best shot out of anyone here. So I will be shooting the police, as well as also engaging in sexual intercourse with them.
Wait,
Wow.
did you
Fuck the
shoot
police.
the sheriff?
Hopefully not at the same time.
At the same time.
What
Oh,
about the
shit.
deputy?
That better be extremely consensual. Big Bad Wolf.
Howdy, I'm Captain Big Ben.
That's my name.
Musgrave, retired soldier and idiot cobbler.
Right. Excellent. Now that we've introduced the entire crew, holy shit, this got to be a healthy sized one.
Right, we're out of time for today.
Yeah, we gotta go. Had a good time. I hope everybody else enjoyed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, tip your waiters, tip my Patreon.
Okay,
Buy my
everyone
merch.
read out your Twitter
Yeah.
account.
Just before you go, I've got to tell you about Blue Apron.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Also,
Have you
Squarespace.
considered starting a website? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, the mattress is just the right sink, just the right
Check
top.
out this amazing watch that I've got.
Do you spend too much on razors?
Oh yeah.
This D&D session was sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. You can learn all about the Romans. Great.
Oh,
Hey.
And if you can't find what you want there about the Romans, you could sign up on audible.com /
Avoid reading books while driving
So,
cars.
can we, if we're
By
not
listening to
getting
it.
any money for this, can we not do it, please? If we're gonna do this, I'd like to be getting some money for it.
yeah. I think Odd just Odd really brought up a salient point.
Give us money.
Yeah, whoever's watching this,
Give us money or you won't stop.
We're the only people who
We'll
watch
never
this,
stop
so
playing
there's no point.
D&D.
All
Maybe
right,
we
so
can give each other money.
let's just
Wow,
let's just
tumbleweed.
keep the money we have. Yeah, let's just keep everybody just be happy with what you've got.
Should we play some D&D?
I would love that. Okay, so what we're gonna have right now is I'm gonna go and get some more coffee because I drank it all while you guys are doing this. And Morgan,
course you are.
however, my dingus friends, my darlings, I'm sorry I misspoke. Morgan is going to give us a recap of this last episode and let us know exactly what just happened. This all happened on Tuesday afternoon.
God.
What the heck is it that just happened, my friend? Why don't you sum it up for us? And then anybody else who's comfortable should just hop in.
Previously, on the Mesa, the Incirrina and the Delta between them.
Oh.
Apparently, it took you all an hour and a half to kill one undead lady. That was what happened. So
They're very resilient.
at the birthday party of Clyde, I want to say, the
He
mother,
pauses for the fact checkers to speak up.
Yep. Some little kid
You're
thing.
on your
Marge Arthur was revealed to be undead and then also died and then was not dead. This caused some panic for the gang as
And
they
sadness.
spent nearly an hour and a half traumatizing the two children who were mothered by this undead being by chopping up their mother's corpse right in front of them,
Well,
and explaining it
Yeah,
to the
no
cops.
excuse.
And I didn't get to the end of the episode, but from what I'm hearing, are we on the run? Is that what's happening?
Not quite yet,
No.
but I
We
believe it
did
was.
say some rude things to the cops.
Yeah, Quincy marched off into the desert, is my recollection,
Indeed, yeah, he
That's the
did.
idea.
Like,
and then we found out that the Thanatosian soldiers are heading up to reinforce the city and impose some law and order.
Oh,
yes.
Thanatos being where Dav grew up?
Yeah, also where my character Bigby is from.
It's like
okay.
the other big city.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thanatos
Of course
is
it is, yeah.
Thanatos is the police state where
Southern police state.
yeah, basically it's the other large capital city on this continent that doesn't deal in and most importantly it doesn't deal in fish and gulags. And we were going from Thanatos to Rothvica. There we go. I got the name of it.
Yes.
And then that's where we hopped out the train at Red Mesa because we're bad folk. We're bad boys.
And
life.
Rothica is no bueno.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both pretty awful. It sounds like.
Of course, my character never got off the train with you guys. I just turned up.
As far as most of us know, we are all as well innocent of the crime for which we were being hauled off to Rothica.
Yeah.
And I wasn't around for any of that. I showed up last episode too.
I showed up a few sessions ago. Howdy
But
Pressing has a yet
Basically-
untold backstory as to why
You're
he's in Mesa.
still under suspicion, though.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, no, like you're that character who appears midway through. It's like, oh, it can't be him. They weren't there, or were they? Like,
Well,
and also,
for one of the sessions that was going to take place in a kind of prequel style, I was originally supposed to turn up to that session, and Howdy Pressing was going to be there.
He was digitally reinserted.
Pretty
No, I
much,
was
yeah.
just wearing a mask. Actually,
Howdy shot first. Howdy shot first. All right. So essentially, the deal is that at this point, Robinson Red has carried away the body of Marge Thor, sadly, and he has. I watched the episode myself, and I think I said 100 police officers coming in from, or peace officers, I should say, coming in from Thanatos. The number was actually 1,000. So it is a significant.
That's at least 10 times worse.
Much like Bigby, you can't
You
count.
can take them.
And so,
It's a lot. Why?
right.
Why,
Yeah.
What? How did he convince anyone to bring 10,000 soldiers?
1,000.
100,000.
1 million.
100,000 30 feet tall soldiers.
All humans have been conscripted to become
1
a giant
billion
blob
soldiers.
of peace. With a cap on its
1,000
head.
battleships.
Well, now it's all peaceful. There's enough people to just deal with it. So I guess the campaign's over. I had a good time, guys. Now
Yeah, it
there's
was
just
nice
peace.
playing with y'all.
Yeah, now there's just peace.
How many
Hey,
citizens
hey,
even live in Mesa?
Now that there's peace, obviously, as criminals, we're going to disrupt it.
Right. There are around 70,000 people in Mesa. It's around the size of North Little Rock.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say 70. Like,
70 total
They're
people.
very
yeah.
rowdy, though.
yeah.
Yeah, extremely rowdy. Damn. All right, so the deal is that you guys are, I guess, you've just had this horrific event occur where you have dealt with Marge and insulted the police. He's confessed to you that he's bringing ample soldiers and soldiers, peace officers. They're kind of the same thing here. From Thanatos, and letting you know that maybe you're going to be on his list, just maybe, especially after all of the times that Yami called him pathetic little man. Probably did not endear the party or her to him. Now, as you guys may know, Yami can turn invisible and slash or turn into a rat. The rest of you are on your fucking own. So at this point, you guys have just suffered this emotional blow, even after this time, presumably of triumph for Clyde. And
That was
Clyde
like his second worst birthday ever.
yeah.
The first part, let's be honest though, that first half was pretty good.
It was a lovely part until then, yes.
That is true. That is true. It's a real dream. So now you guys are at Marge's house, and I presume rather emotionally drained. It is the middle of the afternoon on Tuesday.
Clyde ran off, didn't he?
Clyde legged it. You tossed him out of the door onto Robinson Red's prone body, put there by Captain Bigby's drunken kung fu, almost.
Pratfalls, yeah.
Yeah, pratfall, really. But I was trying to make it sound better.
Pratfu.
Pratfu.
Nice.
Yo. Oh, that's your fighting style, my man. Pratfu.
Indeed.
I'm in for that. So Clyde has legged it, and Ellie, or rather Eddie. Hang on.
Ellie? Wasn't it?
I think it was a girl.
One of them.
Oh my god.
We've already.
Ellie. It is Ellie. I'm sorry. The reason why I got Ellie mixed up is because, of course, Daddy Gnome Legs has his own adoptee named Helen.
That's right.
And so I didn't want to mix them up. So Ellie, however, has gone mute, and she has found herself attached, duckling-like to Delta, who offered her his hand, even after he repeatedly brought a greatsword down onto the head of her mother right in front of her.
I
Yeah,
made
she's
sure
probably
she
like
was fine.
planning to assassinate you at some point.
Okay, I have to be paranoid about it.
Alarm Oculus.
Yes.
I don't know about you folk, but nothing like a killing that makes me want a cold drink and a long sleep.
Well, we can do both back at our base.
All
At the
right.
same time.
You guys head back to the base, and more or less you catch up with Odd, who is trying to sneak away silently and start a new life by himself, but has not had time yet to do so.
That's not what I was trying to do.
Yeah, right. You were trying to go and die in the desert and then roll up a new character. So
Die of heroism.
Die of heroism.
We see him about to go.
You guys see that he's there a little bit earlier than you are, and that he is trying to. He's counting out money. You see that, but what you also see that he misses on his way in, because he's so interested in taking care of this plan and executing this plan. There's a note stapled to the nailed rather to the door of the church.
What's the note say? Can I read? I mean,
roll for literacy.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to decide that one. But as far as I know, in your background, I don't know of anything that would compel you to read. Like it would
Yeah.
still be kind of rare.
No formal learning.
Yeah, ain't no book learning.
School of Hard Knocks.
Very tusked hard knocks.
Don't worry, my friend. Never was able to eat no books anyway.
I fucking man. Bigby really making you feel better right there.
Suddenly I'm not so sad.
Oh, that's sweet. You've lifted his mood for the first time in history.
As long as I've got someone to look down on, basically.
Wow.
Oh, this is a sad side of you've really done a heel turn, my man. So the note says note
Send nudes.
Send nudes. It does not say that. It says boss heard 1,000 officers incoming.
Also, the ceiling is 30 feet high.
Ceiling 30 feet high.
I wrote that note.
Throwback.
Stop by any means necessary. Good for both of us by order of boss. Will pay. Love, Caesar.
XOXO.
XOXO.
We've just been offered a job.
Just been offered a job with an unspoken amount of reward, which certainly I would say that Universal being from here would know signifies like a pretty goddamn good payout. And
Okay.
so you've been offered an idea. So you've been offered the details of this job are obviously vague. It was a shortly dashed out sort of note. Let me see.
What's that note say?
Yeah,
I never did learn much in letters.
So it wants us. Caesar wants us to stop the entire thing, like just kill 1,000 soldiers.
Or he like the you would know that the details are like completely out of anything. So it could be, for example, that you would meet up with some officers and give them misinformation, or you are going to wage a disinformation campaign generally. You could turn the people against them and have them run out of town on a rail. You could sabotage trains, which pass through to Red Mesa. There's only one train line, the express line, that does not go through Mesa. In fact, all the rest of everything. And you could, in fact, like try and find a group of soldiers and poison them or something like that at their camps, or as they're entering the town and staying at inns. But this is the challenge that I'm laying forth to you guys now. This is going to be a set of skill challenges, not unlike the travel mechanic that we've used before. The way that I want this to proceed is that you guys are going to, in turn, everybody roll initiative, please. Select your character on the map. If your character is not on the map, drag them over from the journal section, and then touch them, and then roll initiative. And that's how we're going to figure out the order in which everyone goes for this.
Technically speaking, I have advantage on initiative now, but I don't really want to use it.
Use it.
Oh, all right.
What color is roll initiative?
Initiative is under the core tab.
Oh, I'm stupid.
No, you're not, darling.
It
It's
won't be an
just a
initiative
weirdly
roll if
set
I
up.
didn't fucking bull it, you know.
Well, shit.
Yeah, meanwhile, Veer mercs it.
Getting your bad rolls out of the way.
All killer, no filler out here.
Is doing nothing an option?
Letting soldiers come in. You could if you wanted that to happen. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, because put it this way, the way Ryami acted was a bit rash, but at the same time, I think I've made it fairly clear that I think some shit's going down in Red Mesa, which is larger than 1,000 soldiers, and for my interests, for Yami's interests, 1,000 soldiers coming to the site of what seems to be basically a fucking hellmouth, in progress. That's totally fine for me. I just want to leave because if they come here, they'll the spooky shit that's been happening with the environment around Red Mesa. There's going to be a fucking towering demon that's going to come out, and I'm like, that's just going to do my job for me. So if I can do any roles that will help empower a towering demon to come out,
just going to do my job for me. Everyone, write that down.
Demons do Yami's job.
Wow.
Okay.
I like to call it, Demon Plan X. It's I'm tired of these freeloading demons. They need to do work.
I need to get these goddamn demons off this goddamn plane.
Off this actual physical plane. Yeah.
Very good.
Off the material plane.
But yeah, in all honesty, I'm I feel like I've got legitimate concerns that shit is bugging out. And as much as I know out of character that Quincy J. Firestone being pursued by a revenant is not probably related to the shit happening underneath. I think in character that is something that would creep me out too. Like if someone that I'm rolling with is continuously being chased by a member of the undead, yeah.
It is odd.
I'm sure he'll get better.
It is odd with Fenry.
Hey.
I'm sad.
Well, I mean, so you guys know that this revenant cannot reform for at least 24 hours. You also know that it's only got a couple of days left to quote unquote live. It has to kill Quincy within the next few days, or it will its lease on life will expire, as it were.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, maybe we should just submerge him in a pool of holy water or something.
I think he'd burn.
We just give him a reed to breathe through, and just wait for the revenant to burn itself in the holy water bath every day.
It'd be very relaxing. It'd be like being in a sensory deprivation tank.
You can consider it like a spiritual trial.
Jesus, you guys are leaping directly to torture, huh?
It's not torture, it's character building.
All right, where's my notepad?
Hi, I'm back.
I thank you for coming back. Will you have you roll an initiative? You have rolled an
I
initiative.
have, yes.
Excellent. Very good. To begin with, I want everybody in the party to roll a perception check as you're pulling up to the church.
Right.
Is this site-based?
Just
Yes.
rolling like a boss today.
Is it just rolling everything twice?
Yes. Wise as fuck.
Oh, 23, nice.
Jesus Christ.
You and me, Davin. We got this on lock.
Yeah.
There was something in my eyes.
Oh, critical fail from someone.
Well,
That's
it's
just
barely
Sam.
better than a critical fail.
Squawkins knows.
Sam is still
I've gone
staring at the
blind.
ceiling, just appreciating its 30-footness.
All right, so Chips, Squawkins, Davern, Yami, you guys all see as you're like 2 or 3 blocks away from your church. You
And
all
Quincy.
see, and Quincy. You guys all spot. I didn't see his roll. I'm sorry, Quincy. You guys all spot an extremely tall, bald, broad-shouldered man is looking at the note, and he looks back at you guys and hurriedly walks away. And I will need another perception check from each of you guys who have succeeded already.
What counts as success?
That I listed your name earlier. All right.
I like to imagine that this is like people's eyes like really bugging out as they just really stare.
He rounds a corner, but he's still within Squawkin's view because of the angles. And Yami and Quincy are able to spot that he fucking folds up. Like his shoulders are really broad. He's a gigantic guy, but kind of like built like a triangle. So like really broad shoulders down to, he skips leg day. And you see him fold his gigantic broad shoulders basically in half, and he kind of like he kind of like scurries down into the gnome holes that are all over the city, and it just kind of takes off quickly. And Squawkins, I think especially, is able to sort of glean that there was a scaliness to his skin. So I don't know what you guys want to do with that information. He was a brown-eyed, bald man, very pale skin, very tall, very broad-shouldered, dressed in pretty decent clothing, but not necessarily like noble or flashy.
So that's like the 5th weird thing that's happened today. Everyone, like all the insects are leaving the city, and there's a spooky man that's picking up notices and then running away.
Well, you
Maybe
know
he
that
was
spooky
the-
man is not. You know that the note is from Caesar. You recognize the kind of the handwriting from the other note from Caesar that you got. You know that there was a dude on your porch who was maybe looking at it. Maybe he had put it up. Maybe he was looking at it.
Probably just a mailman.
Squawkins flies
Yeah.
into that hole.
Squawkins could, but he would get immediately like lost because of the difference in speed. Squawkins would not have flight speed, only like the very bad walking speed of a hawk underground.
No, I
And
just
so,
fly over to the hole, not inside.
if you do, you just want to hover over the hole? Is that what you said?
Like, examine it. If there's
Yeah.
anything left behind.
Yeah, there's a little strip of skin actually that was caught on a rock. It is.
Ugh.
Yeah, Grody.
He takes it back to Sam, who examines it, I guess.
Okay, what is everybody telling the party about this? How's this getting narrated to the people? Those of you who made the perception check, how are you narrating this to the people who did not. I imagine Odd, you made every check. You might want to. You and Yami could do it.
Yeah, no, I think I've more or less covered it with saying that that's a weird thing that's happened today.
That's all your.
Yeah, well, beginning to see like a sequence of weird coincidences. So did you guys see that man? Did you see him run away? Why? That's weird. This is weird, guys. It's like something is clearly going down here, and I'm really not comfortable with staying in Red Mesa. Like, why are we staying here? It's bad.
Oh, come on, sister. Everything in this world's bad.
We have a house now. Things have changed.
This is more interesting than Thanatos anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh, most definitely.
You are such doofuses, with the exception of some of you. Like, can you...
Says the person who yelled at a cop.
Alright, yes, that was a little rash, but the guy's an idiot. Like, can you not see that
And the idiots are now
like
in control
that
of
can
the
be
city.
told that they are idiots? He's a fucking moron. To put it, he's...
Well, as far as I can tell, that idiot is currently in
Squawkins-
control of the city.
This is like the first Squawkins hears of it, so he flies up over to Yami and says, like, did you really dare a cop to send 10,000 soldiers at us?
Yes, I did. That was...
To be fair, she wasn't specific about the number.
Yeah,
You have lost your ability to call people dumb and get to be on the bottom of the intelligence totem pole.
Alright,
Squawkins
okay,
raises a wink
Mr.
for a high
Arsonist.
five.
Like, shall I just hand you over to the cops now, Mr. Arsonist? Because everyone here knows it's you. Everyone. You burned down that bar, that fucking bar. That means I'm on the fucking train, going away from Thanatos, away from my objective, and because you burned down a fucking bar.
This is a classic case of projection. You are the one who was found trying to burn down that drug house that we recently tried.
Yeah,
to...
I burned down a drug house. And what else did you burn down? You burned down another bar in this very fucking city.
That was in self-defense.
I came to Red Mesa. I came to Red Mesa to help them, to help the citizens of Red Mesa, and all you guys have done is made it so much harder. So the way I see it is, you guys have a duty to stay here and help fix the mess you goddamn made.
Listen, folks, I don't know much. I don't know any of y'all for nothing, but I can most certainly assure you that burnt bars and soldiers will soon be the least of your worries. Hell done froze over. The rest of this land is next.
Okay,
Dav is in the corner. Her eyebrows are slowly raising. That is all.
Projections about the end of the world aside, something really deeply fucked up is going on in Red Mesa.
I agree with the
And I think
the dumb
we're
boy.
the only ones who can stop it. Because we are the player characters.
Amazing. That's
the most rousing speech I've ever heard.
Because
Currently Preston's mind just
the
suddenly
player
expanded for a
character.
second.
That's a level of genre self-awareness that I don't think anyone gets to have in real life.
I don't know what any of you guys are doing, but this is my hometown. I'm not giving up on it.
See, you sway me with talk like that. You sway me with talk like that.
Let's not forget
Well,
there's a big reward.
I'm always fond of our city favorite sad boy.
Yes.
I've got my second favorite sad boy and my favorite sad boy and my Delta Bad Hand has a place in my heart for just Yami's. I'm all about running, guys. Running away from authority. So you have to make it.
If you run, if you keep running, eventually you run out of space.
But I don't think you understand this man who like shoots things with bows and arrows and thinks that like that's like fearsome. I can turn invisible. Like
And what
I
happens
can
when you
do-
turn invisible? The rest of us have to pick up the mess that you leave behind while you run.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but fuck you guys. Like,
Well, what's so special about that? I can turn invisible.
oh god,
kick her out
the
of the
Thanatos at
party?
it again. All right, I'm fucking.
Yami, is it better to run away from a foe or to run away from a crippled foe?
Hmm.
Listen,
Okay.
sister,
Yeah. You
You
brought
get
me
a chance
around.
to run, you take it, because the pain is coming.
I'm gonna say that I'm staying in Red Mesa purely on the basis of being friends with Universal, and basically anything that Universal says Delta Batman says to say, I'm down for it. I'm unswayed by Dumb Boy and second Sad Boy's arguments. Ugh.
My sad apprentice.
All right.
Anyway, somebody said something about a bucket of suds.
Are you
Yes.
talking about taking a bath?
A bath of liquor, sure.
Okay, so
Interesting.
the guy who came up to our door, was he looking at the note? I suppose I'm
Yes.
asking this to the party.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
was.
Delta. Yeah, he was very much looking at the note.
Right.
There wasn't something was not quite right about him. You know, he was. It looked like he skipped leg day. You know.
Skip leg day.
You can't run if you skip leg day.
How did he skip?
But he did look like someone who doesn't see polite society very much. And I should know. I haven't seen polite society very much for the past 30 years. So
Yeah, me and it aren't too well acquainted either.
yeah.
Blaze, does
Yes.
the piece of skin, does it look at all draconic?
It looks a little bit more. It does not look particularly draconic at all. But however, like the thing is that any sort of lizardy sort of thing like that would register as maybe perhaps draconic. This is a different kind of scale
And
than dragons
I'm
have,
just-
but it is a scaling.
Okay.
So is it?
I have like my greater favorite enemy is dragons, so like
Mhm.
I know stuff about them.
Right,
so I
right.
handed
Yeah,
over
you
to,
know how a scale, you know how a dragon's scale would look on like a dragon skin. This does not look like that. It is, however, scaling.
Okay, I handed over to whatever you want. Like, look at.
You want me to try and figure something out about this this here scale?
I nod.
All right. Seems like the most useful thing I could do right now. What kind of check should I do to, I don't know, try to figure out what kind of creature this may have belonged to?
Probably nature.
Well, in this case, you would give me a religion check, please.
Fucking
Religion?
sweet.
That's not what I
Yeah.
was expecting. I was gonna do some smack talk about maybe you should
Ah,
let the
crap.
druid inspect it. The person
I
that
rolled
knows a
really
lot
low.
about nature.
Well,
How's a 13 gonna do you?
So all you can tell from that is that something is changing about this person, and that's kind of all you got. Is that something's in the middle of something.
Do we
In
know
the middle of a
anyone else who
process.
has? Do we know anyone who has broad shoulders?
Um,
We know
Hey.
who has a
I
particularly
think I
shiny
think if
chest and
any of
broad
us
shoulders.
had known this person, then Blaze would have told us who it was.
Yeah, but if it's
It's clearly lucky
they're,
number
like,
one, right?
painting,
You know, he
yeah,
went
so
to the.
I'm thinking it's one of the luckies.
Lucky number one was a very small guy with a closely cropped red head. not bald. This
Well,
person was very large, very pale, very bald.
Well,
never
last
a
time we
change.
saw him though, Blaze, he did end up going to the fish factory gulag. So I don't know, maybe maybe your fish factory gulag trip is
It's been working
That's
out.
yeah, it's where people change.
It's been 4 days.
Yeah, but it's a really serious gulag.
Yeah, but you don't know about this gulag.
It's so serious it changes the
Also-
passage of time.
Also, I don't want to emphasize this too much. It's been 4 days, and in 4 of those days, we've been attacked by an undead beast. And I know that that thing resurrects every 24 hours, but we live in a world, folks, where a lovely traveling salesman such as Quincy J. Firestone will get hounded by necromantic undead, and that's just. Well, that's certainly not on, but also kind of means that maybe that guy that we saw on the train, maybe he's a monster now. I'm just putting out ideas, guys.
Well, then maybe anybody we've ever met's a monster. So there's no point in pursuing that line of thought
You're a
anymore.
monster.
We're all monsters on the inside.
We're all
Oh, God.
monsters now.
We
Morgan,
can only
you gotta cool
we
it
can
out
only
with the Batman
work
voice.
we can only work with what information we have, and we have no reason to believe that this man right outside just now is the Lucky from the train.
True.
You're no fun.
Well, let's
Did
start with
we-
what we do know.
Did we get anything
Some
from
guy-
the note? Like who wrote it or whatever?
Oh, we
Caesar
know that,
wrote
handwriting?
Yeah, Caesar.
Some guy named Kaiser wants to pay us to kill some soldiers.
Maybe Caesar is recruiting people for different odds and ends. I don't know. Maybe we have an ally or we have another enemy. This could
We,
could go
so
either way.
out of character, we know who Caesar is. Caesar is works for the Incirrina, and
Yeah,
we
he's
have
the
met
dog
him
whisperer.
before, and he has given us jobs before,
Yes.
and also threatened us.
Oh, yeah, isn't he like a small kid?
Yes,
I-
he
okay,
is
now I
a
see.
prodigy. Child.
Oh God, the most annoying kid. Ah.
Hey, folks, whatever keeps my neck clean another day, I'm down for. You just point me in the right direction. For now, I'm going to set up shop right over here outside the door. And with that, I go and.
Squawkins points outside the door, just like over there.
And I go and start assembling my little shoe repair stand
Nice.
off my back.
Okay, you can now listen. You need to know that you can draw that on this map. Please do draw on this church map here, where you set
I
it up.
will.
That is very important to me. I like
I'm
that.
gonna set up the kid with a sort of place to, lay her head.
Okay, draw that too, please.
I'm gonna have to think also of something for her to do, or we should think of something for her to do. Like I know she's our Janine. what are we doing here?
A mute Janine would
Oh.
go very far.
Oh, Delta. Look, the kid should probably be sent to school, if we're honest here.
Is there a
Isn't
school?
she? What age is she?
She's 16.
Yeah. Also, I hate to be a bugbear here, but that's all well and good in the long term. Yeah, schooling, good education. Yeah, that's great and everything. But these soldiers are coming tomorrow. School's
Yeah.
not really a short-term plan. Yeah, she's gonna learn how to do mathematics, and then she's gonna get killed by a police state.
Well, out of character, I don't really know what the education standards are here. Maybe she's had her schooling already.
There is 4 pay. She's had some schooling. The best that Marge could afford, which is not a ton, so it's sort of piecemeal stuff. But there is kind of a college here, sort of situation where you guys could pay a high tuition and get her involved in a musical career.
I feel like again out of character. I feel like someone in this group is gonna start financing a college tuition with a life of crime.
That'd be awesome.
I ain't pointing any fingers.
Red Mesa Scholarship.
After I'm set up, I'm gonna go inside and start rifling around looking for some something to drink.
Right. Let's see.
I fucking love it. Repair and shine. Oh my god. That's such a perfect touch, my dude.
Very good. Very.
Oh god. Yeah, see, honestly can't decide whether or not my laughs, like, I've just, like, the whole act is just so funny. I can't decide whether these laughs are in character or not. Like, just gonna be amused at the dullard that is just wandering around and be like, ah.
I'm gonna lean over to like Delta and be like, "What's up with the chucklehead over there?"
I'll tell you when I know.
All right. Yeah. For the time being, since this is not within my sort of area of motivations, I'm just gonna chill on my on my shrine bed, on my altar bed.
So say we're all sort of in. We're taking a meeting, shall we say? So what do we do about this note? Do we follow this instruction?
Of repelling the oncoming horde of policemen?
Yes.
Why not?
You folks reckon there's already a Thanatosian station here? Any higher ups?
Yeah, we should find out if where that would be. If we don't know.
My experience in the desert is you cut a head off a snake, the snake's gonna die.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, so one of the reasons that I really don't want
you
these
get
guys...
inspiration, Wolf, by the way. That's incredible.
Thank you.
I really don't want these guys in the city. I've served in a few armies in my day, and they are not police.
Yeah, I served in this army before, and they're not exactly the most genial of folk.
They're gonna tear this place apart trying to help.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm retired.
So
same as myself.
Like
raise a glass.
Engage in a full frontal assault on the approaching army.
No,
that doesn't seem bright.
We could take them.
1,000 soldiers.
I don't think we can.
You know, I have found as a captain that sometimes a good way to motivate your troops is through a little bit of terror. Maybe we can motivate these folks right on out of town.
You're suggesting terrorism.
Well, I'm suggesting we just put a little bit of fear inside them.
Isn't this approaching army engaging in terrorism?
What if we were able to make sure that really everyone in the city is making it clear they don't want these guys here? What if we can whip up some sort of anti-Thanatos sentiment, shall we say?
Do you want us to organize a protest?
A protest, and maybe we could organize other people into action.
What is the culture of Thanatos?
Thanatos is extremely straight-laced. This place is wild as fuck. And Thanatos is essentially like modeled after Singapore, in that the society works together like perfectly, and it's like weirdly diverse, and it works remarkably well. But if you spit gum on the sidewalk, like the price is enormous. Like the penalty is like incredible, and there are really strict social norms and really strict customs that you have to adhere to, or else it's very disgraceful. It's just it's got a touch of that Victorian sensibility about everything, where one must dress appropriately at all times. Like it's just it's a combo utopia and dystopia, so I guess it's very topiary.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's go
with all
talk to a
that.
crime lord about this.
I
Like, he'll
suggest that
probably
we
have a plan.
why don't we try to deal with this situation on multiple fronts? We could send someone to sabotage their supply train while we have the more charismatic members of the group try to drum up anti-Thanatosian sentiment based on their coming to take our freedom away.
Yeah, they could be. This is a prelude to just them taking us over. Yeah, I like
Right.
that.
And that's precisely how it's gonna kind of work, is that each of you guys in initiative order is going to come up with some way to try and deal with this situation. So
I think you cleared
absolutely.
the turn order.
No, I didn't. I can see it. Where is it?
Oh, okay.
It's on the other map.
I can't see it.
Turn order is map specific.
Really? I'm
explains
seeing
that.
everybody's turns all the same.
Huh.
Huh.
Oh, it's maybe turn specific for the players, not the DM.
That's so weird.
Or map specific, sorry.
Well, either way, I've got it. And that's what matters to me. So, Scoo, you go first. I want you to describe the scenario that you're taking place, then describe the action that you're going to take to try and achieve your objective. Then we're going to do a skill check, and that skill check is going to try and beat a DC 15. And we're going to go through a round where everybody does that, and the amount of successes that we get on these is how we're going to determine how successful you are overall in terms of turning away or disabling or misinforming or harassing the enormous number of Thanatosian soldiers that are coming. And it strikes all of you as very strange. That number is very large. 1,000 is like, again, this place is around 70,000 people. So 1,000 people who are like presumably armed fairly heavily is like, that's a destabilizing force. Like those of you who are politically savvy kind of think Robinson Red is maybe out of his depth here, and he doesn't know exactly what he just invited in.
Also, that is a weirdly large number to be ready to march this quick.
No, please state. Thanatos is a please state.
Maybe this rumor that we're trying to spread isn't really a rumor. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be a weird coincidence. Right then. Well, yeah, let's get this harassing, haranguing, charming underway.
Right.
Yeah, so first is Scoo, who can tell us about maybe how he's going to deal with the supply wagon, or like the idea here is that everybody, like, you guys help me describe this world where all these guys are coming through. There are tons of train stations. They probably, in order to amass this many people, they're flooding the train, and they're also sending overland wagons. The commanding, like, Robinson Red has graciously offered to let their COs and kind of logistics people house up here in sort of the combination sheriff's office / city hall that he has set up.
All right. I think Chips would try to make contact with like the urchins of the city to basically bribe them or pay them off to be his eyes and ears, and try and find out about these supply wagons, and
Awesome.
also for like he'll in while doing this, he'll try and figure out which kids look like they're the best actors, and he will pay those a greater sum to find, be near one of these police troop type things and start bawling and act like he got hit by one of them for trying to pick up his ball, and try and turn the people of the city. So, like, through acting, they will hopefully draw a big crowd that will be like, hey, what are you doing to that kid, and stand up for this little kid.
Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a trickle of soldiers that come in throughout the next 24 hours, and Caesar Kobe's note mentioned, you got to get this done during the next 24 hours. Yeah, absolutely. You can do this at any point on Wednesday. You pick a time on Wednesday. It doesn't really matter. Give me a persuasion check to see how many kids you round up.
Just that sentence in and of itself. Wonderful.
Let's see.
I mean, you're doing some Pied Piper shit. This is the parents think you're about to do some R. Kelly shit.
I have inspiration. I have inspiration. I'm going to use it.
All right, go ahead and use that. Yeah, that's real
What
good.
should be a 4 now? Hang on. Where's it gone? Oh, Jesus! At least I didn't crit fail, huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You did save yourself from that. It's amazing. I'm glad you saved yourself from the crit fail there, because the parents don't think you're on some R. Kelly shit, but like some PTA members like chase you out of their neighborhood. They're like, dude, quit talking to these fucking kids, you weirdo. Like,
you're a non-scary clown.
Yeah, get out of here. Like, there's a lady with a broom in one neighborhood, dude like chasing you off with a stick in the other. So unfortunately, you are unsuccessful. That is one non-success. All right. Up next, we've got, God damn it, I just keep scrolling. We've got Salmon Squawkins.
Okay.
We're treating you guys as the same for this instance. You guys are both going to be on the same turn, or you're going to have the same goal or whatever. And you can choose which character to roll with.
So the soldiers are already coming in.
They're trickling in. So you could disable trains, and you've got 24 hours to do this in. So you can opt to you're going to do whatever at the appropriate time. So that, for example, if you're trying to get kids to pretend like the soldiers are hurting them, that's probably going to take place at noon on Wednesday, where there are maximum people around and a number of soldiers have already arrived. But if your plan is to knock some train out from the train station and cause it to crash, then obviously you would do that early in the night before the majority of the soldiers would arrive on Tuesday night.
Only if you're
How
smart.
long is the?
That's true. Good point.
How long is the travel from the train station to here?
From the train station where, in Thanatos?
From this train station. How long does it take the soldiers from the train station to get to here?
From this to the city?
Yeah.
That's like a 10-minute walk, my man.
Really? Didn't it take us 2 days or something? Oh no!
It took you 2 days to
train
get from the
station.
express line, which is over here
Right.
to the left. You didn't get to that train station. However, you can travel in to the train station a couple of hours, or you can disable the train station so that it causes it to wreck. It's up to you.
What I wanted to do, I want to get to some kind of one of the officers when he's sleeping and maybe burn some supplies.
There are supply trains that are coming in overland. There are individual supply trains that are coming in to the train station that you could try and burn while somebody's sleeping. Sure. The train station is probably piled high with goods, and there are carts going to and from to try and supply all of these new soldiers. There's a lot of burning in this game. I really do want to point this out to you.
I mean,
there's
Hey, what works works.
There was something I was thinking of doing that might help with that. I was thinking that, because I've got a pretty decent perception, I was thinking that Delta would be. I mean, Delta's not a smart man or half-orc man or whatever, but he does know his military stuff and how that would all go, and he'd like to get an overview of the tactical sort of, or maybe the strategic level of what's going on.
Right, you'll be able to do that on your turn.
Okay, I was just wondering if that would help me help Teddy if I got that information, would that help Teddy?
No, I mean,
No,
this is all
okay.
taking place like kind of out of turn, like
Okay.
non-linearly. Like everybody's just kind of gonna try to do their own thing more or less, unless there is like if Scoo had succeeded, I would have said, okay, everybody's got access to this like network of child spies for the rest of the.
Mhm.
But we're just gonna do it in initiative order, like
Cool.
and you can perhaps, especially if you do something that doesn't clearly achieve the goal, but is rather to give a resource to the team, will assign advantage to people in the future or whatever. Sure.
Okay.
But Squawkins, tell me about what you want to do with this. Do you want to do the supply train thing? Do you want to try and put together a resource for the rest of the team? What kind of ideas?
Remind me what the city is called.
The city
Red
you're in?
Mesa?
What?
The 3 cities are Thanatos, Red Mesa, and Rothica.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought Red Mesa was like the entire sort of area. Okay, so can I wait until evening to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want is sort of during the evening when they're transferring supplies from the train station to the city, Squawkins is gonna sort of sneak up behind the cart, breathe fire on it, and then he's gonna try and fake and like sort of do the most demonic voice he can possibly do and shout, "The devil is in Red Mesa."
Oh my god.
I want to hear you doing that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to break us off one of that,
Yeah.
Just give us a little slice.
Okay. The devil is in Red Mesa.
All right.
Now
I will
doing
give
a
you-
demon voice.
Yeah, where's the demon voice? I will give you advantage. I will give you advantage for giving us the real deal. And go ahead and give me an intimidation roll from Squawkins.
Okay.
All right.
That is one spooky bird.
Huh?
Yeah, you guys, absolutely that worked. And you successfully scare that entire like group encampment. You're now starting this kind of superstition among the soldiers, and that's causing a fair few of them to defect, perhaps. So there's one success thus far. Up next, we've got Bigby Musgrave.
So Bigby's gonna head to the central area where the COs and logistics officers are, and he's going to look for a card game that he could get into with some of the higher ranking officials, and ask to join them in their game. And at that point, he's going to show just how bad he is at sums by improperly counting regularly, declaring "go fish," and doing things until they accuse him of cheating. At which point he's going to declare, "That's some hot coffee," and materialize his frosty, blood dripping pickaxe right in his hand, and tell them, there is certainly a devil coming to this city, and I've been sent to forewarn you all that your souls shall be his. And just, totally terrify the crap out of them.
All right. Give me an intimidation roll.
With advantage, since I'll use my inspiration.
All right. Nice. Yeah. They literally like fall out of their chairs. Like the Benny Hill music starts playing, the little trombone, and they fall out of their chairs, running away from you, like the frost of your ice pick. Your Rothican item is just too terrifying for them, and they split, and that further gives credence to this idea that there's a devil in Red Mesa, and it's starting to unnerve some of the soldiers. I would say that you guys have kind of built that fear as a resource, and you can use it in future endeavors. If you guys do if you guys are out to like terrify these people into thinking that like the devil has claimed Red Mesa, any further attempts to intimidate them will probably have advantage or something like that. All right, up next we've got Howdy Pressing.
Howdy Pressing. Well, I was thinking of ways that I could put Howdy's very specific skill set to use here, which is mainly sneaking and stabbing. But so I was going to hit one of the supply wagons, but of course Squawkins has already done that in a better way than I ever could. So I was thinking, are there any high-ranking, or at least mid-ranking officers of this army in Red Mesa right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Over the course of the next day, certainly an entire squad of them shows up on like a fairly luxurious train car, and they try and find the lodgings that have been set up for them. And then some of them go out to dinner, some of them go out drinking, some of them play cards with Bigby.
So as they've gone out drinking, I want to attempt to assassinate one of them.
Goodness. Okay.
Not like the big bad,
mm-hmm.
but just, big enough for it to get noticed and send some waves throughout some of these already kind of scared soldiers.
Okay.
Howdy is proficient in stealth, at least a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. So give me a stealth roll. And here's the problem. Well, it's not a problem, actually. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, and we'll see if you can execute this guy he's not trying to dodge, so he wouldn't even have an AC.
Yeah, the idea is that I would strike them when they're basically just going to bed, like after a night out drinking.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You pick an excellent one to execute, who's trying to get a little bit of Z's. And you kind of sneak up into his window successfully, but yeah, there you go. You kill this man in his bed. You correctly ascertained that he was a fairly high-ranking official.
I want to do one more thing where I leave a note attached to his attached to him. Like I've got one of my bolts from my crossbow and I've just jammed it into his head, and I've attached the note that way.
Jesus! Wow! And what
the note just says "Stay out of Red Mesa."
Oh wow! Gruesome.
And the implication would be that this devil of Red Mesa is done this, is what I'm going for.
Make some like demonic markings all over the place with his blood.
I think that's a little bit extra.
All right. So
yeah, Howdy has dismantled gangs before, and he knows that you got to play on the fear that's already there.
Yeah, you're basically what's his name, Garrett from Mass Effect.
Garrus.
Thank you.
You were close. Garrus. You were very close.
Yeah, you're Archangel.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got a friend named Garrett. My dear Oddward, my man, my dude.
We're gonna go. So I think we've dealt with trains. We're gonna go the wagon route now, and mosey on around dinner time, or slightly before, while it's being prepped, down the wagon train, and slip some discomfort-causing, sickness-inducing substance into the general pots of stew and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. They all use enormous pots. It's not too hard for you to dress up in precisely the way a cook might dress. And give me some kind of, let me see. Do you want to? Can you give me deception because you're pretending to be a chef, a cook?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wow.
Oh, holy shit!
All these A+ rolls for this high stakes adventure.
don't suppose you got a inspiration you can burn?
I don't.
Ugh. I give him
It's okay. We can
inspiration?
make a yakety sax montage.
I think they are tradable.
You can give inspiration to other players.
Oh,
It's up to you.
I would if I could, and I can, so I will.
All right, there
Oh.
you go. Take that inspiration away.
Okay.
All right, 16 is just enough to get it. All right, so yeah, you are able to kind of act extremely chefily. Can you tell me what kind of criticism you have for their stew? Do you tell them to add more salt, more seasonings? What do you? What's the advice you're giving to these chefs? These are young chefs. They're very nervous about feeding all these guys on the road. It's their first time in kind of difficult kitchen conditions. They're fresh out of the service industry culinary school.
So yeah, when you're cooking for a whole bunch of soldiers, you want them all to feel comfortable and at ease. Because if they're all on edge, they can't do their jobs as well as they should. So you need to put a little bit of that extra hometown ingredient that makes them feel like they're back in their mama's kitchen. So put a little bit of spice in. Don't make it so bland. These are it's a lot of people, and it might be a little more a little harder on the wallets of the big brass back home, but you want these soldiers feeling good.
So heck yeah, we do. Thank you, chef. We appreciate it. And they salute you. They assume that you're
a high-ranking chef.
High-ranking chef.
It's the incredibly tall hat you're wearing.
Mm-hmm. That's precisely it. It's always down to the hat. I swear to God, it always is. All right, that's fantastic. You get a success for the group. It's looking pretty good from here. Whatever you want, aka Daddy Gnome Legs. What are you doing to kind of cause difficulties or inflict paper cuts upon an army of this size and magnitude?
So we've established that it's somewhat difficult to find out who the commanding officers are, right?
It's not really that difficult. Bigby obviously knows their markings and whatever, so he can kind of let you know how the majors dress versus the corporals. And Bigby, I mean, himself is a captain, so that's an officer class. So he knows he'll explain to you kind of there's a couple of ribbons for this one, and there's a stripe for this one, and you know how many stars you have for this. It's kind of a blue belt, red belt scenario, sort of taekwondo.
It really is. We use belts.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of suggesting to the commanding officer that he turn this army around.
I mean, that is certainly possible. You know where the people are staying is right there.
Okay, grand. So getting there, I assume, will be slightly difficult.
Well, tell me the approach you're trying to take here, and we'll from there.
So that commanding officer that was just killed, right?
One sec, I'll be right back. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. That commanding officer that was just killed, I assume that people probably don't know about him yet. And if I talk to our friend who killed him, maybe I could go take a look at him and impersonate him. And then approach that way.
That is absolutely doable. So who is it that you are talking to?
One of our party members just killed a high-ranking officer, right?
Hey.
That was Morgan.
It was good banter, mate.
Morgan. Yo. Could you give me the lowdown on this guy? Like, if you have some super drawing skills, that would be perfect. or if you could just lead me back to where
I
this
think
guy
I'll
is
just
so I
lead
can
you.
take a look at him.
I think I'll just lead you back.
Perfect.
All right, now he's climbed in through a window with his natural roguish acrobatics and what have you. What can you? Are you going to expend a fly slot? Are you going to spider climb up there? Do you want to?
I'm gonna be Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Gnome, doing what Spider-Gnomes do. I guess you want me to expend the spell slot into the whole message thing.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
You got it.
All right, so you're gonna expend the spell slot, and that's the important part that I care about. And you spider climb up there. You get to see this extremely high quality or high ranking officer, and in fact, you have access to this high ranking officer's hat, which has distinctive markings on it.
Does he have a uniform and everything?
He does. Sleeping in a portion of it because he fell asleep after drinking. So you've got access to the jacket, but certainly the shirt and the pants actually are also soiled with the blood of an innocent man who never
Yeah, my
hurt
bad.
anybody. Yeah,
Okay, but
He
he
was
doesn't have
not
any
innocent.
spares or anything?
he doesn't have what?
He doesn't have any spares or anything?
Nope, those are arriving those are arriving with the laundry cart in a later supply wagon.
Well, damn. Okay, I've gotten a good look at him, so I can impersonate him with Alter Self. The idea that my plan was to just kind of try to approach that facility from the back and get to the room where the highest ranking officer is. I don't even need a room. I just need to be able to see that guy from any distance smaller than a mile.
Is there a joint roof or something?
Mm-hmm.
You looking through the window?
Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Sure.
That's all I need.
Sure. There's a bar nearby that you can like literally have a pint and see in there.
Okay. I am going to use Alter Self to impersonate this guy. So I'm going to expend another spell slot. 1 second. Conveniently not a concentration spell. And I'm going to put on his hat. I want to go to that bar, and I want to wait until I can see the commanding officer, who I'm sure has some kind of distinctive markings. And then I'm just going to, cast suggestion on him. That's the plan.
All right. What do you suggest to him?
So I want to suggest as the real threat has vacated this city and moved to Rothica, withdraw the troops and occupy that city.
Okay. Let's see. That one's so. Hit me with that suggestion spell.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my class features to their best effect. The first one is I'm going to use spell secrets to target his intelligence saving throw. And the second is I'm going to expend a 3rd level spell slot to increase the DC of this spell by 2.
Okay.
But doesn't that work only for 8 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
What time are you doing this?
Ideally as late as possible. Or as early as possible, depending on like what time of day is it like once my turn comes around.
You can set your turn anywhere between late Tuesday and like afternoon Wednesday, I suppose.
Afternoon Wednesday. Ideally, I would want to do it like in the morning, right as the guy is waking up, so that like the entire army can start moving out.
So you're
while
doing
my
it.
spell is still active.
So you're doing it early in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Good. Okay. So that is a 16, but it's a +2.
DC
Correct?
18 intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna see what's going on. Goofy dog.
Boom! Army's getting out. GTFO.
I do have one question about the chronology of all of this, which is that if the guy, so I've assassinated the guy to try and make a statement. That has to be after you've assumed his. That has to be before you assume his form. But and then
they don't
but
have to
also
find the
you
body
have to
immediately.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just wondering, like, if not leaving it a reasonable amount of time that he could be found in his. Fuck it, never mind. I'm confusing myself.
What if you killed the wrong one?
I mostly want
accidentally
to
killed Lord
just
Knights.
I just mostly don't want to be doing incriminating things around the city.
Since when?
In my actual guise.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this operation.
Yes.
All right. So they're going to end
I
up
don't wanna draw
spending
more
pretty much a lot of Wednesday re-instructing people. There's an advanced force of a couple hundred that absolutely end up heading to Rothica.
Yeah, the chain of events that I have in my brain is the captain goes out for a night of drinking. This guy that we've assassinated goes out for a night of drinking. I kill him. Then Lord of the Nines impersonates him, and then is influential enough that he manages to make a major decision about the future operations of this army, and then the body is discovered. That's what I'm trying to get through here.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty delightful.
It was his dying wish.
It was his dying wish. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, and then the quote unquote devil of Red Mesa has targeted him, the only one that wanted to help Red Mesa for some reason.
Classic.
It seems maybe through some luck they won't think about it too hard.
Maybe we'll see. Yummy.
Hello. All right then. So for this 1 second, actually thinking about how essential this first step is. I'm gonna ask anyway. Hey, Gnome Legs, can I have some of your blood? It's for a thing. Yeah.
Some of my blood. Why?
Some of the blood in
I'm
a
gonna
vial,
summon
or
I'm gonna summon some giant scorpions, and you was it scorpions? Yeah, out of character, was it scorpions or snakes? It was scorpions, wasn't it? That we encountered on the way here.
Yes, giant scorpions.
Yeah. I'm going to summon some giant scorpions to slow down our soldier friends. And considering that you ate one of them, yeah, I figure that you're going to be perhaps the most alluring to giant scorpions for my magic.
I'm gonna go with no.
Alright, well, fuck you then. Alright, I'll leave.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm going to continue with my my giant scorpions plan. I'm going to go out from Red Mesa into the desert along the path that a lot of troops are moving, and I am going to try and commune with the spirits of nature to basically just, much as I just insulted Daddy Gnome Legs, I'm going to insult the fuck out of these ugly, just hideous giant scorpions, and then run away and wait for them to attack. Passing by justices of the peace as they walk past.
That's fucking outstanding.
You're creating a
Amy,
monster train.
you are literally like drawing aggro and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
hiding.
You're like
And
pulling him
kiting
up
away.
toward-
Kiting the red scorpion camp right
Fucking-
into the,
I love it,
in the
and that
area.
is precisely the thing that you should be doing.
I'm just a
Hit me-
scared old lady. Ah, save me, soldiers.
Right.
Oh, you're so pathetic.
That's Yami's greatest surprise. Surprise disguise. Sorry, I've had a beer. Disguise is that of an old lady.
Alright, so shall I so what shall I do? Shall I roll what shall I roll?
You can do Arcana or Nature or
Ooh.
Survival. You've got a bevy of options because that shit is really funny to me.
Well,
like it.
you know what? I was gonna go for nature, and I'm mainly doing this as well because my nature is as good as my arcana, so
Mhm.
bam! Let's go see.
Oh snap! There you go.
Finger guns all around.
Incredible. You managed to actually kind of infuse your own druidic call like into your string of invective becomes insective because you're able to summon up just a bevy of these damn things and like kind of the your voice obviously only carries so far, but it becomes infused with this druidic animal type magic. It spreads these hostile pheromones kind of everywhere, and indeed a great deal of the entire kingdom, the various insects, large and small, giant scorpions, small scorpions, camel scorpions, the ones that hang out on camels.
I did think about just summoning some camels, not for any discernible disruption purpose, just
Right, just confuse them. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get you pretty good. Yeah, you're gonna be riding on these things, and then bam, they're gonna be gone.
yeah,
That
exactly.
would also be a really good plan, actually. Now that I think about it, but yeah, that is definitely a success. You managed to get all of the various animal kingdoms worried, up in a hustle, up in a hissy fit. Hit me a Delta with your maneuver.
I'm almost thinking maybe changing tack slightly because we know quite a bit about where they are and so forth now. How about I go out drinking?
All right.
A plus.
And
Bar brawl.
oh, we have to do a bar brawl at some point. But I was thinking maybe just go out and make sure, basically just do a pub crawl. I'll pretend I'm a bit wasted, and I'm telling people, oh, I've been in Thanatos, and oh, it's the worst place. And you know what? I bet those troops are coming here to take away, take over, turn it into this police state that's gonna
Make it just as boring.
Yeah, and just make people genuinely negative towards the troops, because I want the troops to see that they're not welcome. I also want Robinson Red to see that, oh, wait a second, this hasn't gone the way that I thought it would. People aren't welcoming these guys.
All right. Give me a persuasion or deception roll.
Oh, good. The things I am worst at. How about intimidation?
I'm not. What you're trying to do here is clearly persuade or deceive. There's no, unless you're trying to like go up to your fellow bar patrons, in which case the bouncers might want to talk to you very briefly because they're terrified of you. But
well, I don't feel like I'm deceiving exactly, because I am thinking this is a possibility of what they want to do. So I suppose persuade. Right, here we go.
All right, hit me. Be right back.
Oh no!
Quick, scribble it out while the GM's away.
Yes.
Does anyone have any inspiration they want to give to Delta?
Well, Delta
I
gave some
need it
away.
for me.
I forgot that my
Rolled under a table.
I forgot my
Reroll.
pick gives me advantage on intimidation anyway. So
You know what?
Well.
For my sad boy, inspiration.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't rolled anything good this whole session.
Can you? Well,
It's too late. I
It's
pressed
very
the
much
button.
in character.
let me ask you guys this: can you get multiple instances of inspiration?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
you can only have one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. And I had one, so I spent it. The button's been pressed, Delta. You have to
Right.
do it.
You were
Okay.
saying that
wait.
you've had nothing but bad rolls. You're saying
Yeah,
your
I'm
luck
not-
is really bad. You
Yeah.
could possibly say that you've been dealt a bad hand.
I thought you were going to go the other way, and I thought you were going to go, like go around the pun.
You know me, Zoe.
Yeah,
Low hanging
indeed.
fruit.
I've got
Low-hanging
whenever
fruit.
possible trying to
No,
make salvage the situation. Let's say I will say that or Dav's plan was also to go around the bus, but I roll it too much. So can I say that I cast guidance?
Okay.
Yeah, sure, I'll
Which,
allow that.
I have a question. Maybe this is an out of character question. Did Captain Digby Mustgrave sell his soul for a fancy pickaxe?
It is an out of character question, and you're starting to dig into my secret just a little. I wouldn't say sell. I wouldn't say sell. But,
Trade, would you say?
I wouldn't even go that far. But if anybody
Gave it
had
away,
been,
expecting nothing. Pleasantly surprised when receiving a pickaxe.
Pleasing, yeah, that's a very pleasant.
Did he go down to the crossroads at midnight and start hammering at a
I was-
rock or something?
can you really give somebody else your inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay, well
so
then can I back up to my turn and instead use my double pickaxe once a day ability to have my advantage, and then give Delta Bad Hand my inspiration?
Well,
Oh my god.
yeah, I mean,
I've
Also,
already
Delta
beaten
gets
you.
plus 1d4 because of guidance, because
I rolled a
see.
bad.
Can we
Right,
just
here we
go
go
back
again.
and redo things the way we wanted them to happen?
Yes.
Uh,
Persuasion.
reload.
Here we go again.
Guys.
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
no!
Are we seriously we're gonna save scum
Add
D&D?
1d4.
Yeah, add a d4.
Same
Add the d4. It could be a 9. It could still be.
Could be better, yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
Hooray! I mean,
You just kind
Now
of
add that to your first roll.
No
it's a
wonder he's
15.
so sad.
Yeah,
Advantage
Yeah.
tips takes the better of the two, right?
it does. So I'll
Right.
take the 8.
So technically it's a 10 now because it's plus 2 on the with guidance.
Okay. 10.
Double digits.
Wait,
Check.
so wait, we
Check
just
me
used
out.
extra stuff to also fail. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Who has 2 thumbs and has just bowled this up completely? This guy.
It's
Right.
alright,
I mean,
Delta, we
yo,
forgive you.
dude, these failures happen. You guys have largely won.
Yeah, no, we were just being silly and we were DMing for you while you were gone. That's all.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
while we were out doing like really guerrilla tactics, he was just bumbling around the town,
Getting drunk. He's just super
failing
drunk
to
right
tell
now.
stories about Thanatos.
Yeah,
It's like
here's
wanted to tell
here's
stories about Thanatos, got distracted by the beer.
Yeah. I think it just turned into a pub crawl.
Shall we,
Everybody,
shall we make
Getting
Delta? Shall we
Yep.
make Delta our comic relief?
you start convincing
Actually
people it's
drinking.
actually a step up. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they've got security everywhere and everybody's just enough food to eat.
Yeah,
and, like
you
clean beds. It's awful.
went around being like, yeah, they force you to get vaccinations and the minimum wage is really high. You're like,
You'll miss the feeling of bedbug bites in the morning.
Oh.
my mother lives in
They pay
Thanatos
for your
and
healthcare,
she's
it's just not the
80.
same.
Yeah.
We are Masons. We are used to the shittiest living conditions possible. And that's the one thing they can't take away from us.
I mean, frankly, we can't even do our work in luxury.
Oh, my face hurts. Okay.
Right. So essentially, you're just mumbling into your beer. Like that's all. You're just a dude in the corner, like oh fucking.
But the beer is totally convinced.
Yeah, the beer feels you. Like the beer is like, all right, bet. And eventually, you're like, all right, bet. I did. Yeah, I did real good today.
Yeah.
You had enough to drink
You
to
find
convince
me
yourself.
the next morning sort of in a pile of garbage or a bin or something upside down.
Yeah, and in fact, yeah, absolutely.
But you had a
Dav-
great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sees
All right.
the soldiers evacuating and just goes, "I did it! I convinced them all to leave."
So
What did I
here's
do
what I'm.
last night?
So you know all of those sessions I missed. You know how every single time my staff has been going out and doing good works at the bars of Red Mesa. I'm gonna cash in all of those favors right now. First, I do a quick prayer because of all these fucking rolls. Basically, I follow Delta around on his pub crawl and just kind of quietly talk to the people that I know, the bartenders, the people who know like how it's running, to be like, hey, you should warn people, shit's going down. There are these soldiers coming in. You should get prepared. You should stock up. I don't know. Maybe get a couple of your regulars together. You never know what's gonna happen. Maybe tell them to keep a weapon handy just in case things get rough. Just kind of quietly get that bar network ready for a fight against
all right.
the Thanatos soldiers.
Okay, the bars, you could say they fortify their wines.
Hey.
Hey.
Excellent.
Surely
I
they're
really like that.
fortifying their
Okay,
wine.
yeah. Hit me with a persuasion check, I suppose.
Please, for the love of God, make it work.
Right.
I do have
14,
inspiration.
14.
Oh wait, no, plus
give
1d4.
Yeah, throw your guidance, and that's gonna do it regardless. Excellent.
Cool.
Veer Seraph gets the bars. So now these bars are like straight up like you guys have got little mini fortresses.
I also want
the
to make
guys,
sure that
bar-
that ends up upside down in a clean trash can.
Nice.
Thank you.
We've got to take care
I
of.
look
our
out
Delta.
for my friends. Yeah.
This is good teamwork.
Just kind of give him a
exactly.
reassuring pat on the shoulder as he
Aw.
moves into his beer.
Yeah.
I want to
Excellent.
emphasize that now that I've done my action, I am just chilling on my altar bed inside the church. I see no need to be more helpful.
If there's one thing that Howdy and Yami can agree on, it's that they both really like Delta. What a sweet, what a sweet boy.
What a sweet boy! Yeah,
Our sweet slippery orc friend.
So hapless.
so shiny.
So shiny.
I love his glistening bod. All right, so he just naturally is like that. It's really, but he does also apply oil. Like that's the thing. Is like he's naturally he's already like that, and then he applies a little bit.
Naturally
You gotta
sweats
capitalize on your
oil.
strength.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. All
He
right.
gets the oil from his scalp, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. That's the good oil.
Yeah.
It's very good for your skin to keep your natural oils in sometimes. All right, so everybody succeeded except for Delta Badhand.
We still had a great time.
We still had a very good time. And over the course of the next day, you guys are able to chase out or otherwise extinguish many hundreds of soldiers that otherwise would have shown up.
Maybe 10 hundreds?
Not quite 10 hundreds. There are still 200 and some odd.
900s?
Yeah,
There are still 200 and some odd soldiers.
soldiers are actually leaving Red Mesa, and we're like, no, it's gone too far.
Yeah, wait, come back. Oh man. Oh shit. Right, and on Wednesday, Delta wakes up first.
God.
Because he's in a clean trash can and he desperately needs to pee.
I didn't realize that clean trash cans helped you wake up early.
Well, I'm just a clean ones really do. No, I mean
You
if you
should try it sometime.
man, listen, if you've ever like fallen asleep in somebody's yard, you wake up early as fuck that next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You don't pass out till like 2 p.m. in somebody's yard.
Yeah,
Like, that's
it's all-
not how that shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dawn light hits your eyelids, and you're like, oh.
Oh, yeah, that's God's own flashlight right there.
Yeah.
Checking in on us. So there are two things that happen on this day of Wednesday, in addition to some of the other operations that you guys just recently undertook. Number one is that Delta, you wake up at like 5 a.m. and you see I guess, an extra snake oil wagon in the church. Or outside the church, there's another wagon right here, right by Quincy's. Not a spitting image at all. It's a totally different one. Actually, it's gonna be right down here next to the boot repair and shine. But there's a caravan, and it is a very gaudily painted one, and it says "Caravan of Wonder." Thing you need. And there is a man who is awake and doesn't look as if he's been waiting for you or anything, but he's just he's cheerfully available here at this wagon at 5 o'clock in the goddamn morning, ready to sell his wonder wares.
I mean, I think I'll stagger over and see what he's up to.
Oh, you seem to be a bit downtrodden, my friend.
It was a big night last night.
A big one indeed. Well, let me assure you, I have whatever it is that you...
Sorry, say it again, you cut out.
Let me assure you, I have whatever you need. And what are you looking for?
Is Delta the only person
desperate
awake?
for a piss.
Amazing. Incredible.
Brilliant.
You've inspired me in real life.
Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and have a bio break with that. Listen, let's go ahead and get started with the next portion of this fun little event.
I have 54 minutes.
Right, Delta, the man in the wagon.
How many seconds?
Fewer now.
Yeah.
My question was: is Delta the only person
to
awake?
the outhouse. Huh?
Is Delta the only person awake?
Right now, yes.
Okay, cool.
He points you to the outhouse. He says, "There's a good place to use the restroom, my friend."
Okay, well, I'll get there.
Yes. I'll give you that one for free.
So you sell anything?
Well, the thing you need most of, probably magical items to cure any problem.
Is this guy loud?
Yeah.
Delta, this is your conscience speaking.
Yes.
Maybe be suspicious of anyone who tries to grant your wishes.
Think it could be the devil?
Oh no.
The devil of Red Mesa was real all along.
The devil of Red Mesa was the bad deals you made along the way.
This is true. Well,
Wow.
what if I need a method to get rid of unwanted people?
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh,
My roommates.
damn. Well, depends on exactly what you. But I'm sure we got it here. Do you need a sword, perhaps? May chance? Do you need an anti-life shell? What do you need? What do you need?
What is an anti-life shell? That sounds fun.
That's a great spell.
Does it?
I love that spell.
It is a good one.
I mean,
Did you say spell?
Shell. I said shell. It is
Okay.
Anti-life shell is a spell in the game.
Right.
The game.
Okay. In that case, no, I'm not a spell boy.
A spell boy. Is everyone in Red Mesa now just adjective boy?
Everyone in Red
With a
Mesa is
possible number.
Yeah, that's a kind of a good point, actually. Very, very categorized here. Very pigeonholed group. All right, he says, looks to me like you've got a great sword there. I think I've got one even greater. Why don't you step in through the back here? And he parts a curtain, and inside you see it's a very dark room, and but there are great swords all along the walls.
Okay. I start pointing at them and say, how much is that one? How much is this one?
He says, well, now the only two you really need to concern yourself with. I don't want to show you all my bric-a-brac. I want to show you only the best of the best. And he takes out two swords, and he says one of them is This is a flaming death sword, and it is.
I lean forward. Tell me more.
You add 1d6 of fire damage to every damage that is done with this roll. Or I'm sorry, 1d4 to every damage roll that is done.
Is that what he says?
Well,
No, that is just metaphysical. And then he shows you the other. This one is the defender, and that is. The defender is a magical sword that is a +3 weapon. And once per turn, you can use. I don't think it even involves an action, but you need to say a command word, and you can convert the +3 from being done to attack and damage into your AC, and you add that to your AC for the turn. So it's a potentially +3 AC in the case of a high rolling whatever. And he says, the price for one of these two, I'll only sell you one. I got to keep a little bit of stock for my other customers. The price for one of these two is only 400 gold.
Well, I pat my pockets and realize there is nothing left. I'll have to talk
Don't
to
we have a bunch of
my
Open a tab.
bosses.
Maybe they'll accept a money order.
Open a tab.
Will you be here for much longer?
Oh, the next couple of hours at least, I reckon. Just came into town. This seemed like a likely spot.
Okay. I think I should get everyone.
That sounds
Guys.
fantastic. Word of mouth. There's nothing like word of mouth to advertise. Advertise me. Let's do marketing.
Okay.
Here, I'll give you a t-shirt.
Sponsor us.
Wear it around town.
I
Proudly.
honestly, I'll never wear it, but because
Proudly.
the t-shirt would just get
Proudly wear it.
all grubby and
Delta
Blissfully
can't
wet.
use his class features when wearing a shirt. He must always be sparkly and bare-chested.
yes. But I'll be back, and I won't tell the folks because I don't trust magical shopkeepers in general.
Have you
There is
considered? just
now I
doing-
do want to point out that even to your like unsophisticated, unsavvy, unarcane sort of mind, you get a whiff of familiarity about this guy. And it is familiar because Quincy J. Firestone / Pierce Brosnan, or whatever his name
Montgomery Corbier.
is. Thank you, Pierce Brosnan. Is very similar. These two are both a little bit fast talky.
Okay.
That's how they strike you.
So he's definitely dodgy.
But yeah, everybody who's in the church, you guys can awaken if you wish, and be interested in this barking salesman.
I'll venture out.
Can I borrow some money?
I will venture out also. Just
Yeah,
for
I'll go
fun.
with.
Don't
Just for
worry,
fun.
friend. I got something better than
I
money.
have unspent gold
Let's
that
have a look.
Corbier has been holding on for me.
Yep.
So I think I'll bring Corbier along with me.
I'm just curious.
Corbier, bring my money. Come along.
Incidentally, I also have Delta's money, so I'll,
Right.
Okay. Will you buy me a sword?
I
Oh, that's so adorable.
if you
You're like a kid at Disneyland.
can I
Do I hear you need a
Mommy,
sword?
mommy, can I have a flaming death sword?
before I give Delta some money to spend on this, can I make an insight or something check to see if this dude's on the level?
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, you have advantage because this is precisely the thing that is up your alley.
And do you want insight?
Yes.
Can I also ask him if I can have a discount because I brought all these customers in?
He says, no, you can have a t-shirt though. Here's a t-shirt. Wear it proudly.
Okay.
All right. With advantage, that insight is
What
23.
does this t-shirt say?
That's a good point.
It says Waldrop shop. His name is Waldrop. Rufus Waldrop at your service, Esquire. Ha ha.
He has a law degree? That's suspicious.
JD, sir. Juris Doctor.
I believe it's
And I
pronounced
say,
doctorate.
I say, you're a doctor.
No. I was just kidding. All right, with that insight, you are able to tell that this guy is up to a fun game with his merchandise. This is there is something that is indeed not on the level, and your best guess with that excellent roll is that he will offer that what he's done here is he's offering one real magical item and maybe one that is a temporary that's only has the like some kind of temporary tattoo enchantment that makes it look or work the way that it should and may run out.
So,
But he's selling them both for the same price, and he's just kind of getting a gambling kick out of this.
is there any way I could surreptitiously give these inclinations to whatever you want, who might be able to recognize true magic a little better?
I mean, you might be able to find tells in this guy's countenance, in fact. But he says, "Now, hang on. Now, only one in the truck at a time. I have to make sure nobody. I have to make sure no fast hands take merchandise from me. So, if you please, Mr. Bad Hand was just coming in here, but form an orderly queue, and I'll get to you."
Well, Quincy here has my money.
Yeah,
So-
I'm in charge of the finances for this
Yeah,
lovely.
you buy whatever sword you think.
You could
is-
say he's our financial advisor.
He says, well, Mr. Firestone, Quincy, what is it that you need from this great wagon of goods? I have just about anything you need, I suspect.
It's a shame it's not a great wagon or a good wagon of goods. Oh, right, okay.
So we can get to me in a minute. Right now we're still interested in getting a sword for Delta. But if you would allow us to take a look at them, you said we were given the names of them, right?
The Flaming Sword of Death and the Defender.
Flaming Sword of Death and the Defender. Do you mind if my friend here takes a look at him? He's as you can see, he is a bit of a historian, and he may have actually heard of these before. And we certainly want to make sure we give you a good price for him if we choose to buy from you.
He says, no, you misunderstand. And then he turns to Peleus, who now I've discovered is here on the scene. And he says, you there, sir, Mr. Want, what is it that you require from this world? Do you need a tome of some sort, perhaps, perchance? You seem like a learned one. How's your spectacles? Do you need spectacles, sir?
You have books for me?
Oh, most definitely. Please come on in. Come on in. One at a time, though. No, please do not peek underneath this curtain.
Okay.
What is this?
I have a
what
question.
is this?
Yes.
Is it a wagon?
It is a wagon with steps up to it and a curtain. It is a very small wagon, but when whatever you want hops through, he sees that the wagon is filled top to bottom with books. You inquire, and he says that one of them. He says, "Well, here's the thing. Most of these books are bric-a-brac and bullshit. So the truth is that you really just need to concern yourself with one of these two." And he's holding up one book that is the manual of I think it's
Alacrity.
alacrity, except it's for his big brain. It's for intelligence. I don't know if there is.
Oh, it's the manual of intelligence. Yeah, there's one for every ability score.
Yeah, so the manual of great intellect, and it will raise your intellect by 2, as well as raising your maximum intellect possible by 2, so that you can raise your intellect score to 22.
Ooh. Oh.
The other one is a +2 spell book that allows for all of your spell attack rolls to have a +2 attached to them.
That manual looks mighty fine, but don't you have to like spend a week reading it? And isn't this campaign like a week long?
Oh, it'll have to be a day then.
It's the abridged version.
Yeah, this is the Cliff's notes. This is the Cliff's manual.
All killer, no filler.
Uh-huh.
It's the book on tape.
You
Get
can-
yourself smarter with one weird trick. Moms hate it. Doctors hate it.
You can get this and many other audiobooks on audible.com.
Oh, does this have
Callback.
Does reading this book give me some like weird tick? Is there some like odd side effect?
Nah.
The game, as far as everybody understands it, is that he's selling these things for fairly cheap, but one of them is a real magical artifact. The other is a semblance of one that will presumably run out, ideally at a very dramatic moment.
I'd
That
like
really
to.
screws the party a lot.
I'd like to examine both of these and see which one I think is the real one.
All right. So here's the deal with this. This really is a little bit of a gamble, and this is what I want to do. So these are all like very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and they are not. They are very cheap. But I do want you to do a little bit of gambling here. And so what will happen is you tell me the modifier for your roll. I roll it, and I don't tell you what I rolled.
Okay.
And I tell you the results, so that if you critically fail, I can tell you with absolute certainty that you're looking at that you want the wrong one.
The modifier is +11.
Okay. I don't know how exactly to roll so that only I can see it.
You could-
It's /GM roll.
Sweet. Thank you. And what did you say your modifier was?
+11.
11.
Okay. Okay. You are absolutely perfectly certain that the spellbook +2 is the real one, and that the other one is only an extremely, extremely, extremely well done counterfeit version of the Manual of Great Intellect.
And you said that it would peter out at an inopportune moment.
Yes, your belief is that you would have spent the time, or rather, that you would have spent the time studying that booklet, and you would have received no benefit whatsoever.
Probably peters out just as he's leaving town.
Seems fairly
It's
likely. Huh?
unfortunate that we don't have someone in the party who's called Peter, so we,
Well, I'm gonna go with my instincts then and get that +2 spellbook.
All right, excellent. He charges you the mere 400 gold.
Whoa!
I fork it over.
No biggie. Thanks for the business, my friend.
Thank you for the excellent prices.
Yeah, even though he's been had clearly by this deal, he's still smiling, just as happy as before.
No
Turns away so you won't see his tears fall.
I heard something about it.
My tears. Yes,
I heard something about a T-shirt. Do they come in gnome size?
they certainly do.
Pan over to me,
wonderful.
and I'm wearing a gnome-sized T-shirt.
Yeah, it's very small. It only goes down to your belly button. Yeah, he hands you a gnome shirt, and it's what was his name? Walpert?
Waldrop. Rufus
Waldrop.
Waldrop.
Thank you.
Waldrop's Thingies, I think, was the name of his shop.
It was
Waldrop's-
Waldrop's shop.
Waldrop's Wonderwares.
I put on my
Wagon
new
said
threads
shop.
immediately and promised to sing the praises of Waldrop's thingies. I'm saying it intentionally wrong. Far and wide.
Excellent. Thank you for the business and thank you for the word of mouth. Some say it's the best advertising. Step right up. Who else is next?
Ooh, do you have boots?
I certainly do.
Well,
Come
my
on here,
friend.
take a look. Only one in the wagon, please. Everyone step back. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you guys mind if I go next?
Be
Go
my
for it, go for
guest.
it.
I step into the wagon.
Outstanding. All right. What kind of boots are you looking for, my friend?
The best kind, buddy.
Incredible.
Oh god, incredible.
Do you want boots for speed, boots for stealth, boots for flying?
You know, well, I'm not a bright man. I mean, you seem to know what I want better than I do, so you tell me, buddy.
Okie dokie. Let me show ye. Right here, we've got some honest to God boots of flying, wings attached and all. Kid Icarus.
I pick up the boots and begin to inspect them. And as I'm looking them over, I kind of start shaking my head and say, well, now see here, the seams is off. And with that, I kind of half tear one of the wings right off the boot.
Oh my god.
I can't believe this shoddy merchandise. Come on, there's got to be something better than this.
Well, truth be told, there is. Right over here, sir. Right over here.
Yeah?
See these elven boots? These are fine elven boots.
Ooh, those are mighty fine. I love
Guaranteed
the
stealthy up.
filigree is delightful. Tell you what, friend, I happen to have myself a magical set of boots right here. These are genuine troll skin. They even regenerate themselves back into pristine condition. Tell you what, I'll trade them for these here elfy boots. What says you?
I take gold or nothing at all.
My friend, come on now. Now take a look at these. You've never seen a prettier set of boots than these. They even got the individual toesies to keep you snugs. Where are you going to get individual toesy boots?
Tell you the truth.
I see you have nuds so fine in your inventories.
You have a fine point, my friend. I'll tell you what, I'll upcycle them by painting them rainbow.
I'll make you a deal. I'll fix your shoddy flying boots for you, because I happen to be a cobbler. In exchange for these finely tipsy-toesy elfy boots you got.
Oh, God. Give me the coblin and give me the boots, and
This is
you,
real
my
painful.
friend, are on.
Fair enough, fair enough. And with that, I pull off my troll boots, which are not, in fact, actually regenerative. Big thinks that because he's an idiot. And then get to work on fixing the other elf boots that are the other flying boots that I damaged.
He breaks out. He breaks out an indoor air gun, like an air paint gun. You know.
Nice, yeah.
Like a spray brush
Yeah,
thing?
a spray brush. Yeah, like he's
Airbrush. Airbrush is what they're
airbrush. That's what I'm thinking of. He breaks out his indoor airbrush and doesn't open any fucking windows because you guys are both fucking morons. And he sprays like rainbows down the foot, and then each toe is a different color of the rainbow. And then that is he starts wearing those about, like he's just got
Nice.
very comically large feet with like natty toenails.
Yeah, they look like troll feet.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you can get the slippers that look like big bear paws.
That's exactly it.
Right. He's got one of those, except it's really nice troll feet, and the individual toes do move. That part still just works.
Nice.
Excellent. So there you go. And he says, "Step right up. Who's next? Who's next?"
Well, I guess I'll get a sword.
Come on in, come on in. Which do you prefer, sir? The flaming sword of death or the defender?
Oh, by the way, what do these elfie boots do?
They give you advantage on stealth checks.
Ooh.
Give you advantage of looking sweet.
Yeah.
I feel almost like the defender is the responsible choice, and so that's why I'm going to pick it. Because
Wait, Delta,
Yes.
consider that you can cook with the other sword.
that is
Don't
pretty
we
They
have
don't keep you
enough
warm in
fire
winter.
in our team?
Yeah,
Do
that's the
we
thing.
not have enough fire in our
But you would save so much on the
there is
heating bill.
never enough fire on the team.
I think, no, I'm going for the defender because it sounds like it's the more responsible choice and therefore would be the real one,
Bah.
if that makes sense.
I see.
It's the boring and humble choice, therefore.
Yeah.
There you have it.
All right. If
All right. Let
if
me
Delta
let
wants
me have
that,
the
I'll give
gold.
him the money.
Cool.
Hit me up, Slick. Thank you. He chucks a defender to you.
Right. What are those stats again?
It's a +3 to attack and damage rolls with this weapon, unless you spend a turn converting any or all of that bonus into an increase to your AC.
Okay.
Step right up. Who's next? Let me see into your soul. Look into your eyes.
Why don't
Gaze
you?
Walking
upon your
flies in.
deepest wishes and grant you them, my wonderware.
Howdy pressing silently stands up and walks towards.
What do you want, my friend? What do you want?
I want this pain to be over.
Squawking flies in.
I think Morgan hops in. What are you looking for, Morgan?
I'm looking for something that'll help me hide.
All right.
Something that'll help me avoid detection in the heat of battle.
Let me show you our section of cloaks and capes. And he opens it up, and inside there's. He opens it up, and inside there's a raft, capes, cloaks of various designs, colors, shapes, textures, fabrics, cuts, and cuffs. And among them, he says, these two are the tip tops of they're the cream of the crop. Here we have the cape of the mountebank and a cloak of. Hang on one second.
Barking.
The cloak of hang on a minute.
The cloak of barking.
The cloak of hang on 1 second. Once a day, you can activate it by saying, hang on a second.
That's actually quite a good idea for a magic item. Come to think
It
of
really
it.
is.
Thank you.
Flex you
Really
hangs
is.
on to something, but for once.
Yeah.
What if you roll too high while using it? You just hold on to this 1 second in time.
Gives you
forever.
advantage on acrobatics.
You hold on to this moment forever.
Yeah.
It's actually
You are tied. You
it's
become
actually
an
a camera.
event.
You just take a screenshot.
You just take a screenshot of real
Just a
life.
camera.
Right. So you here, right? This one right here is the Cape of the Mountebank, and this one right here is an elven cloak. Which would you like, my friend? Which would you like?
Howdy looks extremely unimpressed.
What does the elven cloak do?
I think that one also gives you advantage on checks, and then the Cape of the Mountebank lets you teleport a couple of times a day. Do a Misty Step type maneuver, but it also smells like brimstone. And so you would stink of rotten eggs, my boy. Fart type noises.
Noises.
Every time he
Noises.
teleports, it's just.
Yeah. That is literally, yes, that is precisely what actually
You
happens.
leave a cloud of fart behind.
Yes. There's a little bit of flame that ignites it though.
So wait, which one is the one that stinks?
The Cape of the Mountebank.
Okay, and is that also the one that lets me teleport?
Yes.
Okay. I throw my own coat onto the ground and go, "Oh, I want that one," and then pick that one up and leave.
Oh, hard bargainer, hey. All right.
And on the way
well,
out, I call the salesman an asshole.
Jesus.
I thought you were leaving by
7,000
teleporting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, teleport out and just have his place of
Leave
business
the
thinking.
stink.
Yes.
Damn. He says, well, you can't win them all.
He who
Next.
smelt it dealt it, asshole.
Who wants these goodies? These goodies.
Squawking flies in.
Squawk and fly.
Sam
Well,
follows.
what's he looking for?
Seed.
Ice breath. Ice breath.
Welcome to this walk-in refrigerator of possum parts.
No.
What kind of roadkill are you looking for, good sir?
I don't know. Isn't it supposed to show my
Magical
Squawkins'
roadkill.
heart's desire or whatever?
Yeah, his
Isn't
heart's
that the
desire
entire
is
point?
his heart's desire is
Sexy
fucking
bird
Roadkill.
statues.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's bring up his sex toy again.
Oh no.
I think they prefer live food.
I don't
This
He
actually
is
just
know.
made this
extremely
wagon
fresh.
very grim.
I don't actually know what I want from this. I just
Have you-
came in and I expected you to know.
Have you considered ice breath? Because it would be really cool if you could do a hot and cold thing.
But like Squawkins
It's
was
a
a red
bird.
dragon.
Okay.
What about a
Squawkins,
fancy leash?
he holds
Or
up.
you're human.
He says, "Oh, I know just what you need. I know just what you need." And he holds up one set of thick green potions. There are 3 on a silver tray, and on the other, he says he's got a couple of transparent but blue, like translucent potions in glass vials on a golden tray. And he offers you. He says, "Well, right here, we've got two sets of potions of polymorph. They last for an hour apiece. They turn you
Ooh.
into what is it? What's here on this label? Oh, they turn you into a red dragon.
That's not polymorph. That's true polymorph, my friend. The wave struck its spell.
Wait, what? So what's on the table?
There are 2 sets of potions, both of which are ostensibly polymorph, and will turn Squawkins into a red dragon.
And they're exactly the same.
No, one of them is green and thick and frothy. The other is blue and translucent.
If they turned you into a pirate, it'd be a potion of pretty polymorph. I'm so sorry. Why did I do it? Anyway.
Wowie zowie.
Squawkins flies out for a second, takes the 400 gold from Sam, flies back in, drops it on the table, and just takes one of the sets.
Which
one
one?
coin at a time.
The green one.
Okay, you take the green one. He says, "By the way, you're gonna have to let that set in the sun. It's got to thicken up just a touch more. So don't use those until the end of the day. Leave them out in the sun on the roof of your building."
How many potions is this? How much did it cost me?
This was 400 gold for 3 potions,
Okay.
each of which is
Like, I
supposed
just want to
last
say,
for-
Squawkins didn't say anything. Like, for all the shopkeeper knows, this is just the bird.
Yeah. I mean, he wants the money. That's the part he's interested in.
He might be a bird, but he's a bird who did just airdrop table.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Like, if you bomb my table with 400 gold, yeah, you can. Yeah, sure, whatever. All right. That's another deal done. look at your greatest wish.
I mean, he started offering me something earlier. What was it?
Let me see. What was it that you were looking for? That you were gonna ask him for something?
No, I was not gonna ask him for something. He's gotta know what I want.
I'm
Here's what I would try to get him to give you that anti-life shell, my friend.
He's got a really sweet airbrush gun.
He does have that. This will make your wagon look even better, my friend.
What's his name?
You could paint a naked
Waldrop.
lady on the side.
This is Waldrop's Wonderwares. Waldrop's Wonderwear.
Waldrop, do you have anything incredibly sharp which isn't made out of metal?
Certainly I do. Hop on in, hop on in.
Something made out of, like, for example, stone. Some nice chipped stone. Sword made out of stone. Doesn't have to be magical, but wouldn't mind that sort of thing.
Okie doke. Let's check it out. And you come on in, and there is a crudely cut spear with what appears to be a piece of ice
Cool.
sort of embedded in the end of it, and sharp icicle, but it's got kind of the requisite air bits kind of frozen into it, and it exudes cold continuously. That one is going to be it's going to be the equivalent of the javelin of lightning, but using ice. So
Alternatively, the world's worst ice lolly.
that is true. That is really, actually, it would be the thing that happens in A Christmas Story where the dude gets his tongue stuck on the street pole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's exactly what would happen with that. You don't want to lick that thing. And it does an extra 1d6 ice damage with each attack, and then also you can throw it and turn it into like a 30-foot long cone of ice that affects multiple enemies and hits them for 3d6 damage, ice damage.
That's
Great.
oddly specific, Mr. Shopkeeper. I will, and then I'm gonna roll Arcana on this spear.
Okay. What is your modifier?
Yeah, one sec. I will do this.
No, I got to roll it so that you don't know the outcome.
Oh, okay. What's my modifier?
Your modifier is 6.
Yes.
Hang on one sec. You think this one is real? Up next to it, he holds up a piece of quartz. Alexa, stop.
Alexa. Very sultry.
Well, she just kind of gets in my ear sometimes. The worst part is that it's hooked up to my system in such a way that it'll be it comes to my headphone. Who can start recording for Odd?
Oh. My connection's a little bit wonky, so
I can, I guess, actually. All right, that'll be fine. Yeah, just let me know, Odd, when it's time for you to go, and I will start up.
All right.
We'll try and make it as easy to stitch as possible. Okay, so in addition, he holds a dagger that is fashioned with quartz crystal. And this one actually functions as a +2 to your, or rather a +1 to your spell attacks, but more importantly, it is a magic weapon for those purposes, and it gives you another use of wild shape per day.
It's pretty much decided. I pretty much take the dagger without explanation. It's
Damn, there you go.
yeah. The dagger that allows me to turn into animals. Fuck yeah.
Further animal turning into. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And then he says, excellent, excellent. Love to see another deal. Give me that 4 gold.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't see any reason to bargain.
There we go. He wouldn't do it anyway. Step right up, step right up. Anybody
I
else?
would kill him if you didn't bargain with me, but you know, I thought.
Damn. Hater. All right. Chips
That
Keswick. I don't think
chaotic
has gone
evil
yet.
druid, though.
Yep. Chips is gonna have a look, see what he's got.
All right. What is it you're looking for, my friend? You already have a cursed sword at your side.
I guess I could use a new pair of gloves.
All right, my friend. Here. And he pulls aside the curtain, and it's an entire just shelves on shelves of gloves. He says, "Oh, these are all hot garbage. These don't work. These are the worst. The worst. Only going to show you the best of the best. Here." And he shoves it into your hand a pair of gloves of missile snatching that give you the monk ability of snatching arrows out of the air, as per your level, as per your character level in monk. So like if it has you like to your roll, then it's your full character level. And then he says right over here as well, a pair of gloves that are gloves of spider climb.
Well, it's going to be spider climb
Well,
I'm gonna
let's
take
do the
those.
deal.
because, like, no one's
Spider
ever going to
climb.
catch an arrow. Like, that's not going to happen.
Wow, good point.
We're gonna get ambushed by archers.
I mean, now you are.
Good point. The DM says, jotting down some notes.
Good point.
Thanks, Delta.
Yes, points. Excellent. Has everybody had a chance to do all this?
Well, I think Dav's come out to see what all the commotion's about.
Here we
I'm
go.
going to steal the other pair of gloves.
She's like, my
All
god
right,
will
you're gonna have to roll
provide for
for
me.
No, he says, ma'am, please, let me assist you. Let me assist you. I can see right in your eyes.
Sorry, that roll.
Oh, man. All right, hang on a second.
Very good.
What I'll do is, if I succeed, I'll have one of each. One glove from each pair on it.
Yeah.
One per hand.
Yeah.
What if you
That
wear
way,
them both
neither
at the
will
same
work.
time?
Man, this was not supposed to happen. Yeah, you succeed. You absolutely succeed, and he just kind of let.
I do a very flourishful bow as I'm saying goodbye, walking backwards, and I just grab the others off the table and tuck them into my belt and back out.
As Chips comes out, I
Yeah.
high five him, and my hand gets stuck to.
I catch your hand out of the air because it's a projectile, and it's the best high five you've ever seen.
Jesus Christ! All right, fantastic. Davern,
Yeah.
the Waldrip looks to you and he says, Davern, I'm here for you, my friend. I'm out here to assist you in any way I can. I can tell that you're a follower of Bilius, and I am too. It's the only true religion.
Okay. And you can kind of tell from her tone of voice that she thinks he's because he's literally not at a bar and she's never seen him before doing this. It's kind of a whole thing. Supposed to be doing good works out there. Also, she's had a crisis of faith, so kind of not the best time right now.
Well, here, step right up, step right up. Let me
so,
let me help you cure what ails you.
and so she says,
Are you having a spiritual hangover?
I've been thinking a couple of days, and I think there are hangovers that are more than just, the drinking kind. And so I was wondering, have you got any really comfortable couches? I'm thinking there's a gap in the market for this whole other way of, serving, oh God, Bilious. And, I figure that if you talk to people and you can find out their emotional hangovers, if you will, and I just think a comfy couch would really help people open up more. Get them nice and relaxed.
The couch of forced emotional honesty.
The Freudian
Couch of truth.
He says, well, as a fellow follower of Bilious, I've got 2 ideas. Here, why don't you step right on back here with me? And he shows you to a room that is larger than
the wagon.
Than the wagon by a pretty fair bit, and it's dimly lit, which is very comfortable in case of hangover. And he shows you to the requested.
We start talking shop, talking about the lighting conditions that you really sort of the best way to get someone who's kind of a position is.
Absolutely, and he's honestly giving you a little bit of in terms of the way that that Bilious likes to have things done, and he says, well, my friend, I think to tell the truth, I don't know how qualified I am to speak on these matters, but honestly, I think that the best way to treat a hangover is not to murder them.
Yeah, I'm finding that out quite quickly too.
It seems like maybe there was some kind of twist of fate, some sort of inversion of the religious order. Perhaps that's what allowed for that hangover to be treated so well by something so wrong. But here, ma'am, let me show you. Here.
Am I gonna get a boost from just having a deep religious conversation with this man who literally popped out of nowhere?
Actually, yes.
Yes!
Okay. So he shows you to your choice. He says, and to tell the truth, all I've got for you is truth. And, well, these 2 items.
I'm also just sitting on all of these couches. You know that thing of when you go to IKEA?
Right. It's just the one couch, though. There's just the one couch.
Okay, different parts of the one couch.
Yeah, and there's a table. There's a table right next to it. And
I really want to hear more about the magic item called the One Couch and how it's related to the One Ring.
Exactly. This is the one couch. It allows
9 couches to the humans.
9 couches to the humans. This is the one couch.
Go above all desired reality television.
There are 3 effects associated with the one couch. Number 1, you can cast the spell Teleportation Circle anywhere that you are,
Yes.
and the couch will let you return to its location.
It's like traveling in style.
This is the best couch.
Okay, number 2, it has Zone of Truth on it at all times.
Of course.
And number 3, if you... Yeah.
It's just really plush. It's just extremely plush. That's number 3.
It's magically plush. But number 4, after how magically plush it is that it gives you 5 temporary hit points if you sleep the night in it. This only goes for one person, only one person per long rest, but you get 5 temporary hit points. The other thing he shows you is ramen, a bowl of ramen.
That's just a filling snack.
Yeah,
You're really doing a lot of exercise.
Yeah, this ramen. This ramen.
No, it's
actually,
just a bowl of ramen. It's like
It's just a bowl of ramen. This ramen
the one
increases your-
couch,
Well, no,
or
it's
the bowl of ramen.
or just a bowl of ramen, just the one.
How did you know I was hungry?
Well, he shows you right next to it the recipe. That is so hastily scrawled that there's no way you could commit it to memory here in this dream state inside of this wagon's altered space. But the ramen, the molten egg represents a +2 to your strength score, and the sort of the agility of the side gives you a +2 to your dexterity score. And this you can make this once per day for one person, and it raises their strength score by 1, their strength modifier by 1, their dexterity modifier by 1.
I'm
And he
getting
says-
that couch.
All right, there we go. You've got the one couch. Here you go. Please give me that 400 gold.
I think I have it somewhere.
Thank you very much.
Cool. I decide to write it out of the store.
I'm starting to feel like the biggest idiot in the world for getting a sword.
It crawls. The couch crawls like very slowly. It's got very stubby legs.
It's cool. I can take a bit of a nap first.
But yeah, it moves because its legs are so stubby. It's actually shock absorbing. Like it's very cautious with its steps.
Got great suspension.
Yeah, it's got great suspension, so it just kind of slowly creeps out of the wagon and down the ramp and into the church, where you can draw it on this map here, actually.
Fuck yes.
And make sure to draw.
Already asleep by the time you get inside.
Yeah, and I need you to also draw the aura around it for the zone of truth effect that it has constantly on.
Okay, sorry, I need to do some room rearranging. I'll be with you in a second. Keep going.
There we go. With that, he sees that everyone served, I believe. Yeah? Chips, did we get you your goodies?
Yeah, he took double.
All right, excellent. Oh, that's right, that's right. All right, cool. He says, well, I think I've done quite enough business for today. It's perhaps time for me to take my leave. But
I
thank you
returned to
all.
him the repaired wing boots, and I actually went to the trouble of adding several extra sets of wings to them. Fly wings, bat wings, just
Delightful. What an intriguing masterpiece you've created for me, my friend. Thank you.
penguin wings.
He gives you a kiss on the forehead. And then
Wow,
he walks
surprisingly
away.
intimate.
Which is the best prize anyone got.
I think the couch is the best prize.
I mean, that couch did turn out to be a very good prize indeed.
It's a sweet couch.
Yeah. And so then with that, actually, the adventure is over today. You guys are going to be back at like Wednesday evening, and we're going to continue on from there. And we're going to kind of figure out what happens when this this enormous force of unknown size, but rather smaller thanks to your efforts, hits the city.
Yeah,
It's this rough and tumbleweed. That's how I describe this place.
Way.
Good
Don't
stuff.
forget, like the demonic hellmouth that's clearly brewing underneath the city.
Yeah.
Dave.
And we
Yes,
sort of,
that's
we
why.
need to get onto Oddward's, Quincy's, is he going out to the desert?
We stopped him.
Yeah,
we,
I think.
we did stop him, right? Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
But we need to watch out for more.
yeah. I think all of you got stopped by from doing.
Yeah, it's been a
I don't
day
know.
since that happened.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's Wednesday now.
Follow the ants.
Go dentist. All right. Well,
Okay.
nice job, y'all. Late.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I hope you guys had fun. I've got for you, Wolf. I've got something that I need to give to you. Your hit point maximum increases by 2.
Oh, what's that for?
I will tell you someday.
Amazing.